All right, guys, so this is our first ever commercial deal we bought. We bought it for $220,000, and the only reason we ever bought it was because of the partnership we did with Red River Title Company when we founded a title company with Jen and Alyssa. Shout out to them. And we bought it for $220,000. We did a roughly $106,000 remodel. I think it was actually $126,000 remodel. And it is basically split down the middle. There's 4,000 square feet on this side that's leased out to a bail bondsman. And then on this side, we have Red River Title, and we are leasing out individual offices. So we'll show you guys what we did to the place. First thing.
Shout out to that little office too, though.
Yeah, and
we bought
also,
that as well.
Yes, we just closed on this building here. It is being used by the county clerk. They lease it out from us, so the county leases this space for storage for court files from us. We actually did not buy that in cash. We got a loan for that property. We put down about 35 grand. Monthly payment is about $1,300. The total loan amount is $170,000. So our purchase price was like around $200,000. And this place, though, we bought this place with cash from 3 houses we refinanced. Let's step this way, Blair's getting me. This property, we bought it with refinanced cash from a few houses we had refinanced and had the cash sitting in the account ready to go. And that's also how we got such a good deal on this property, because we were able to move in on cash, and it was sent to us by a big commercial realtor around here. It was basically a little pocket listing of his, and he did a fantastic job getting us the price we needed. They originally wanted $300,000, and we got them down another.
Actually, they wanted $350,000.
They wanted $350,000, and we got them down to. Let's back up a little bit and tell you. And we got them down to $220,000 because we kept sending license.
It needed a lot of work. The roof was completely destroyed. The plumbing downstairs was bad, and just the inside, it was super outdated. Yeah,
so we kept sending, we sent a plumber out there, a mold remediation specialist, and basically they'd give us quotes for the work needed every time. We'd send them over to our guy, Johnny, and he would negotiate with the seller more to get us concessions to get the price lower. I'll show you the biggest thing that got us a discount whenever we go inside. But for the front, the work we did, we actually thought that there was brick underneath the front. What was that stuff called?
The veneer brick?
The stuff that was originally on the front of it?
Oh, it's like stucco. It's stucco pretty much. It was a different version of that.
So there's originally stucco on the outside, and we poked a little hole through, and we thought there was going to be actual brick underneath. Well, we ripped all the stucco out. There's just patches of veneer brick, so we had to redo the whole front.
And we actually first thought that the entire building was brick, but where you see the entire black strip, none of that has brick, so we had to improvise.
And so we had to buy the veneer brick, and we had to give it support to actually put it up.
Yeah.
And the whole front cost us probably about $30,000 in material and labor. And then the sign itself, that was another $3 grand. And then all the lighting and electrical, that was another $3 or $4 grand. So the front was very expensive.
And it took a lot of time.
It took a lot of time, and there's a lot of unexpected things, because we assumed when we bought it that we were just gonna rip off that stucco and it was gonna be beautiful brick.
No.
We were wrong, and so it was pretty expensive. So let's go inside and take a look on what we did. Bright, dude, my eyes.
It's very bright.
So we can go on in. So we got, we'll just go through to show the work we did.
We'll go in the conference room.
We'll go to the conference.
Close it.
Yeah, well, they're about to use it. Let's go this way.
Okay.
So we'll just take a look at the conference room real quick and just take a look. We don't want to talk about it too much, but conference room, okay? And we'll go to the rest of the offices here. We don't want to bother them.
No.
And now, okay, so I'm going to talk about the scope of work we did. Let's go to the very back. So they're about to do a closing, so we don't want to take the conference room. But basically, what we did, tile.
This all used to be carpet too.
Yes, this all used to be carpet. Let's keep going back a little bit further.
All carpet. Walls were also a different color. It used to be all carpet.
Yeah. So it was only about 3,000 to 4,000 square feet of tile, because next door we just did vinyl flooring.
Yep.
Okay. So we did all the tile in here, paint, and we painted the ceiling tiles black.
And we put new lights in there.
And new lights. The entire interior cost us roughly 60 grand material and labor.
Which is a very good price.
Yeah, it was a good price.
Very good price.
We were getting quotes north of 6 figures for the interior, but we kept it really simple. We didn't replace any baseboards or trim.
No, because all this stuff was pretty good when we bought it. It didn't need to be replaced.
Just dated wood. That's all we really had to do as far as the interior cosmetics, and we'll see, like, a lot of the offices.
These are this is the average size office room. So
yeah, so all the offices.
Show them this because it's going to give a better representation of why we spent 60 grand on the interior.
We are just now getting these places leased out. We have a dumpster company moving into one. We have it's actually Naomi's husband.
Oh,
he's moving into an office.
Lance's? Wow.
And then we're renting one of those spaces. And then
one more for the title company.
We're keeping one or two for the title company. But $450 a pop, and that covers their internet as well. So actually, no, they get charged $100 a month for the internet use of the kitchen.
And then we're keeping this one for ourselves. You didn't say that either.
Yeah, we're keeping this one for ourselves. And then that gets them the use of.
I could take that out for you.
Yeah. But there are 9 offices, and each office we're renting for $450 plus a $100
kitchen area.
fee.
We did this too. That's what we spent money on.
We did the kitchen area. All right, so for the kitchen, so the granite, we redid the granite in the front receptionist room and granite back here, subway tile. We just left these cabinets, it's fine. But this is what their $100 a month fee on top of their rent will get them access, just a real simple kitchen.
Yeah.
And it also covers their internet. Now, the thing that got us the really big discount was actually in the basement. And so we'll go down here and I'll show you guys why this basement allowed us to get such a good price.
Come down here. I don't know why, but I always love the smell of basements like this.
It smells like my grandparents' house. Yeah.
I can turn it on?
Yeah, turn them on. All right. So this is the situation that happened to the basement. I'll just stand here. So let's just stand and talk. So for the basement, the previous owners, they had to have dehumidifiers running nonstop, a sump pump running nonstop, and they would have complaints about mold all the time from the attorneys upstairs. And this entire area would always have about a quarter to half inch of water. And they had other stuff down here that was rotting.
Mold, it was all mold too?
Yeah,
it was
and
bad.
The previous owner had this idea in their head that was, you could not fix it because they thought that it was an aquifer running underneath the building. So we got someone out here to look at what was going on and had a mold remediation specialist out there, and they quoted it being $20,000 just for the mold remediation and then another $20,000 in miscellaneous plumbing fixes and repairs. However, after we closed on it, turns out it was just a broken supply line and clogged drain lines.
Yep.
And so it was $3,000. We broke up the concrete outside, fixed the supply line, fixed the drain lines, and got new sump pumps in here. And after about a week, it dried up. No more mold problems. We didn't even have to do any, we did minimal, we just sprayed with vinegar, stuff like that.
We still spent a few thousand, but it was not a $40,000 repair.
And the seller was just terrified of dealing with this basement, and it actually ended up being what got us the best price. And then the other area was the roof. We got quoted $75,000 to replace the roof. We ended up doing it
that was the cheapest one too.
The cheapest one was $75,000.
Our highest bid was $125,000 for the roof replacement.
But we ended up getting away with almost using this.
We patched it.
We painted it with like that, almost like a Flex Seal type material. Because the roof wasn't terrible, but it was.
We used it a part of the negotiation.
Yeah, and so we ended up being able to get the roof up to date for spending under $10,000 in labor and material, because we just used it's like a Flex Seal.
Pretty much.
We just rolled it on the top, and it's going to be good for another 5 to 10 years. And then we did not have to replace the HVAC. The seller thought they were going to have to replace the HVAC. We were able to just tune it up with our own technician.
This place looks so much better. I haven't been down here since.
Yeah, it's dry.
Yeah, but literally before, the water was like that. There was crates everywhere.
There's crates, yeah. We might use it for storage now, but basements are pretty rare in Oklahoma. So
this is so big.
And this building actually they used to give out loans.
Yeah.
So
this sign has probably been here for.
Yeah, so with our location across the street from the courthouse, bail bondsmen and attorneys are the highest demand, are the target tenant for this type of place. But it's also a really good location for anyone doing loans, because if they're going across the street to the courthouse, odds are they probably
need money.
They need money. They got attorneys and stuff. We thought about actually opening up like a loan shop here, but just sticking to title work, because title companies, you got to be constantly filing stuff at the courthouse, and our bank is only 2 minutes away from here, so it works great for the girls. And makes this place really desirable for any attorney or bail bondsman.
A lot of the street too is filled with a few attorneys. So
bail bondsmen, attorneys everywhere.
Everyone gets clients from the courthouse, which is also the detention center as well. So people are always coming in and out.
Because a lot of people, whenever I posted this place, were giving us crap about like, oh man, like commercial in 2026 doesn't work. But you look at the core businesses that
and where the location of what outside that courthouse, it's in our area, it's the main thing. Everyone is needing to go there, and our location of this office is prime.
Commercial space for just general office use, not in high demand, but for the businesses that need to be
established,
close to, that need the brick and mortar or need to be close to a courthouse, like you're good there. And so if you're buying commercial, either get flex space or something that has obvious utility and demand for being in person. And so that's why this place works great for us. So the numbers on it, we're all in about 340,000. Okay.
I think 225 plus 120, 130 is 350, 360.
Yeah, we're all in about 350,000. Title company, even though it's our business we have a partnership with, they pay us $1,100 a month. We have the bail bondsman next door, they pay us $3,000 a month. Then each one of these offices, $450. Right now we have 3 of them, so we're at $4,100 plus. So right now, even with about 5 offices vacant, we're bringing in over $5,400 a month in rental income. We bought this place for $350.
And on a commercial place, making 18% is
fantastic.
Even if you're making 10% on a commercial deal, that's amazing.
Because this place, there's only 2 toilets that these tenants are going to be using. To get this kind of cash flow from our rentals, we'd have to own 10 to 20 houses. That's one of the biggest pros with commercial is it's one location, less maintenance and overhead as far as the
turnover, more doors, more toilets, everything.
And the tenants that are here, they're only here, they're working. They're not living in the place, they're not using everything. For bringing in an 18% return on a pretty low maintenance property is fantastic, and we get to use it for ourselves.
For our business and everything, it's nice.
Yeah, so we didn't even seek out this deal, and we wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't for the title company. Surprisingly, one of the best deals we've ever done.
We weren't even
looking for it. We love this property. What else?
That's it. I think.
As far as getting our cash out of this deal,
line of credit.
We are going to be getting it in a line of credit. We're waiting our 2025 financials to be done, and then we're taking it to literally the bank. That's 2 minutes, a 2-minute walk over there.
And what type of appraisal are we going to do?
We're going to get an income-based appraisal because for commercial, you can go off of the signed leases, and that's how they'll appraise the value. So for this place,
at what % will they give us a loan for?
It's the interest rate?
No, what %? So our income, what appraisal value do you think they're going to give us based off income?
They'll do an appraisal-based. They'll do an income-based appraisal at about 8%.
And so that's going to give us what type of loan?
It should be roughly anywhere between $750,000 to $1 million appraised value. We'll get 75% of that, hopefully, for the line of credit. The thing with using local banks, they care a lot about the lender and borrower, so that's why we're waiting on 2025 financials to be finished. Whereas with a DSCR lender,
they don't care.
And they would just look at the property and the property's performance. With getting a line of credit, it's not quite as simple.
Banks go after the person, DSCR lenders just go after the property itself.
So with this property, we could get $1 million appraisal on it, and they only want to give us $250,000 because they don't like our financials. So we're hoping that's not the case. I'm thinking even if we can get 50% of the appraised value in a line of credit, that's fantastic. We're going to shoot for more. I'm betting they won't give us more than $500,000 line of credit. In our experience of working with local banks, I would bet on $500,000 being the cap. But we'll see. Maybe we're lucky. And the reason we like lines of credit is when it's not drawn on, you don't have to pay interest, you don't have to pay fees. Whereas when you refinance, you got to immediately get that capital into another deal. Otherwise, you're just eating that interest. We have the line of credit, it's here and it's available. We only start paying on it when we use it. So line of credits are good.
The nice thing about the line of credit too is what we're going to use it for is we're going to buy everything with this line of credit, and then we'll refinance, pay the line of credit off, and that's how we're going to be buying a lot of properties upcoming.
Yes, and even better, what we want to do is buy a bundle of houses, like 5 to 7 with a line of credit, do the remodels on those, and instead of doing individual refinances, do a bundle portfolio refinance.
Explain why the bundles we like better.
Yeah, because you save money on your underwriting fees and your closing costs by doing one single loan, and sometimes you can get better interest rates. If this line of credit takes too long for us to get, we're just going to start refinancing other properties we got, because community banks sometimes move slow.
Very slow.
They're not like mortgage brokers. They're not like mortgage brokers where they're commission based. So with community banks, local banks, they're going to move on bank hours. So they're not going to hustle. And so getting a line of credit like this could take us literally months, 6 months. Our first line of credit we got with an apartment complex took us over 6 months. So we'll see. So in the meantime, we're going to keep rinsing the DSCR loans.
Wow, it's way.
A little note on this stuff. So it's actually kind of like a memento of a mistake we made trying to furnish one of our rentals, because we thought if we furnish a rental...
Which one was this?
This was Sedalia. We thought if we furnish a rental, we can rent it for more or secure some kind of deal with a...
Short-term renter.
Short-term renter. And so we got approached by this construction company that said, hey, if you furnish a rental of ours, rental for us, we'll pay 6 months up front and we'll stay there for 2 years. So we did that, but we worked with Madison on this. It wasn't 100% on us. It was a collective mistake of ours. And so we ordered all the cheapest stuff possible to furnish a house. And then this construction company, we just sent a picture of it. They said, looks good, looks furnished. They moved in, and immediately they're like, this is not a furnished house. This is terrible. And they ended up only paying 3 months in full and then moving out. And so we got stuck with all this half-used furniture, and nobody we found in our market really wanted anything to do with furnished properties. Actually, the tenants who reached out were like, hey, can you take out the furniture and then we'll move in. We got stuck with it, and that's why this furniture is now in here. It's a little living room in the office. I hope you guys got something out of this video, so please like and subscribe. All right, good night.